There is a long list of Khalistani fugitives living in the foreign soil. These absconders launched concerted secessionist campaign with the sole intention to motivate like-minded Sikh youngsters and others to join the so-called Khalistan movement. Many of them are target killers who are operating at the behest of Pakistan's ISI. Recently, Delhi police arrested a similar pro-Khalistan target killer, Sukh Bikriwal, after his deportation from Dubai. A report.
Recently, the special cell of Delhi police arrested a Khalistani terrorist, Sukh Bikriwal, at the Delhi airport following his deportation from Dubai. Sukhmeet Pal Singh, also known as Sukh Bikriwal, had entered the crime world in 2012 as a drug trafficker. As per the reports, he was operating at the behest of Pakistan's notorious spy agency, Inter-Services Intelligence (ISI), and was behind several targeted killings in Punjab. Bikriwal was also involved in the murder case of Shaurya Chakra recipient Balwinder Singh Sandhu. The wanted terrorist had played important role in the sensational 2017 Nabha jailbreak in Punjab's Patiala, during which 2 terrorists and 4 gangsters escaped.
The recent arrest of a Khalistani terrorist clearly indicates that Pakistan continues to use terrorism as an extension of its foreign policy and its military policy. The ISI is wanting to capitalize and exploit fully the farmers' agitation as well as forthcoming important events like the Republic Day Parade as well as the elections in Bengal, etc. to its advantage.
Pro-Khalistan propaganda is a long devious design perpetrated by the Pakistani intelligence agencies to create a dent in India's sovereignty. Recently, a report released by the MacDonald Laurier Institute entitled Khalistan, a project of Pakistan, alleged that Khalistan is a geopolitical project nurtured by Pakistan and threatens the national security of not only Indians but also Canadians. The report also questioned the maps of the proposed Khalistan, noting that they do not depict even 1 inch of traditional lands in Pakistan, not to Lahore, where Maharaja Ranjit Singh ruled over a Sikh empire over 200 years ago, or even to Nankana Sahib, the sacred birthplace of Guru Nanak, the first Guru. It appears that Pakistan wants Sikhs to be free, but not in Pakistan. Pakistan has been making desperate attempts to gain a foothold in India. However, it has failed to gather any traction amongst the masses of Punjab.
खालिस्तान ना बना था, ना बनेगा, ना कभी बनने देंगे। जब खालिस्तान बनेगा, पहले की तरह हमारी लाशों से निकल के चले जाएगा। राष्ट्र एक है और राष्ट्र एक रहेगा और पंजाब हिंदुस्तान का हिस्सा है और पंजाब हिंदुस्तान रहेगा। इस रेफरेंडम के पीछे ISI है। चेहरे आगे कोई और हैं टेररिस्टों के, वो टेररिस्ट जिन्होंने दिल्ली ब्लास्ट किए, जिन्होंने पंजाब में ब्लास्ट किए, जिन्होंने बहनों के सुहाग उजाड़े, जिन्होंने बच्चों को यतीम किया बम्बों और गोलियों से, वो टेररिस्ट हैं और उनके पीछे ISI है। ये टोटल क्लियर हो चुका है।
In addition to it, ISI regularly instructs Pakistan-based pro-Khalistani terrorist groups to utilize and establish smuggling channels on the international border of Gujarat, Rajasthan, Punjab, Jammu and Kashmir to smuggle weapons into the Indian territory. However, to its great disappointment, the ongoing persecution of Sikh minorities in Pakistan and the exploitation of Khalistanis for money-making through drug trafficking has created a rift between Khalistani elements and the ISI, and they are increasingly ditching the Pakistani agency. Seeing the failure of its Khalistani plan, the ISI has geared up the handful of Khalistani forces remaining with it to launch intense anti-India propaganda. India is also concerned over the recent attempts by the extremists and Khalistani elements to influence the decision-making process and polity in foreign countries. The proposition of an independent Khalistan is a proposal without economic and democratic logic, unloved by the very Punjabis whose lives it would most directly affect. Referendum 2020 would definitely be a test case for some key foreign states as to whether they have matured as democratic liberal nations or been reduced to breeding grounds for separatist modules from across the world.